Hey everyone, back at it again with another episode of Creator Chronicles. My name is New James. I'm a photographer and brand coach, and I'm with my host,
Douley, Photos by Douley, photographer in the DMV.
And we have a very special guest today. We have the amazing Zakur. Tell us about yourself, Mr. Zakur.
Hello there. My name is Zakur Amun L. I am a model agent and photographer in the DMV. More so model agent. Photography is like, okay, cool. I can sort of claim it. But that's it about me.
Okay. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. So today's episode is going to be real quick. We're going to tap in with Zakur, see what he got going on. So Zakur.
Try to get a couple tips and tricks for y'all, but
okay,
get to it.
That part. So tell us about how you made it to the DMV, how you got into photography, and your upbringing that you feel like contributed to where you are now.
Lovely stuff. Okay, so I've been a photographer for about 7 years now. I started off with portraits, worked my way into fashion brands, sort of an editorial field, worked with models, and then just trying to find my way throughout that photography journey like everyone else, you know?
Right.
As I discovered that journey and went through it all, I then started working with different models and modeling agencies. As I did that, long story short, the models were like, oh my gosh, you're basically an agency. And I'm like, what is that? Did some research, did some studying, and I was like, bet, let me create this agency. Now, my photography has always been about promoting Black women through modesty, just because I wanted to do something different than what I always saw on Instagram, especially back in 2016. That was all there was on Instagram, just oiled up and big butts, you know?
Hey, yo.
Literally. So I was like,
that was a scary
that
time on
was a
Instagram.
crazy time. I was like, wow, this is modeling. This is, you couldn't open up Instagram without seeing that.
Yeah.
I like your reasoning for starting your own agency, though. That's a very good message.
Wonderful reason.
Yeah.
I try my best.
Especially because, sorry to speak on it, but during that time there was a lot of controversy with male photographers and female models.
Absolutely.
And you know, them feeling protected, and that explains a lot. When females come across me, they're like, you're a photographer? Yes. And I'd be like, what's up, sis? They'd be like, no, I just really need to work with women. And I'd just be like, say no more. This is a safe space. I'm not asking no more questions.
Superman.
So exactly. So tell us about how that transition was from being a photographer now just shifting into be a casting director, because it's like I feel like the casting part is the business aspect that most photographers don't really get to master or don't ever master, and which is why they end up putting photography down. So talk about that transition and how that elevated you professionally.
Lovely. So, as a photographer, I was a very creative person. I was very artsy. I loved creating cool concepts and playing with colors and editing and learning the business side of it all. Now, when I created the agency, I tried to still be consistent with my art, and the more business contracts I was working on, the more websites I was building up, the more scouting I was doing, I was like, man, I don't have time to be creative anymore, right? So there was a good moment where I realized I think I'll have to sacrifice my photography to become a model agent.
Damn.
And I tried to hold on for as long as possible.
We all did.
But it didn't make sense for what the modeling industry was calling for in terms of photography.
Right.
It was a big
Give me a percentage now. So is it like a 90-10, like 90% casting and
it's like
10% photography?
I can't even say 10%. Like I don't feel like I'm really an artist anymore. Like no, I'm really just taking photos just to
outsource or
create images that the model can use.
Right. Like digitals, comp cards, stuff like that.
Cards. I do editorial style photos, but like it's in my eye, but it's not like I can go crazy with it.
You don't have the time to curate a whole shoot and plan a set and book makeup artists.
Exactly.
Really, it's like if you're doing that, you're really going out your way to be like one of one.
Yeah, and I feel like that's wasting time when I'm already trying to build a model and just trying to see what you're saying.
Why would you say it's wasting time if it's because essentially if you're building sets and you're curating things for your models to, I guess essentially preparing them for the big stuff, you know. Like, wouldn't that help more than hurt?
So, because in modeling, there's a certain type of look that we want our models to have to help them get more bookings. And every photographer is unique in their art, in their eye, and what brings out a photo shoot, right? So let's name a photographer, Sean Cooper, right?
Yes.
Let's say he's shooting a model, and we all know his eye. He does great type of photography. If we use that photography to constantly build up someone's portfolio, it's all going to look the same. It's not going to be unique. It's not going to help that model push
Grow.
different boundaries within the industry.
Understood. I get what you're saying now.
For me, when I had one certain eye, I couldn't just be my artist.
You were limiting your models.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I have to be like, okay.
You have to be able to let go of that. Put it in someone. Trust that someone else can do the job that you're doing.
Exactly.
But you're doing something greater and bigger on a bigger scale, long term.
Interesting.
It sucks, but it's like,
I would have never thought about it that way.
I never would have thought about it like that at all.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like, dang, if you allow yourself time to create, wouldn't that allow, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's like, it's kind of like one of those things where you kind of have to step back from something. It's kind of like with all our own businesses. Like, if you want to stop looking, if you really want true growth for your business, you have to like stop looking at your business as a mom and pop and look at it for like, you know, the bigger picture. Start outsourcing, get an assistant, hire people, hire out. Because if you want to earn more and work less,
There's no I in team.
that part.
And I was trying to do it all myself, so I was like, oh yeah, I can do creative or different eyes. Like I can shoot like Sean Cooper and shoot like JD Imani and still do a variety of things. I tried it, it's not a thing. You can only have your eye. Like I was like, just add hella blues and make this super red. I'm like, man, this is my work still?
Nah, it's
you just
not.
gotta do what you can and then trust other people to do their job too.
So talk about that. Talk about how easy or uneasy that is, trusting people to do their job, because I feel like as business owners in the DMV, a lot of people, our favorite form of payment is bartering everyone. So it's like, okay, yeah, we won't necessarily have the funds sometimes, but and I may decide to outsource through you. How can you trust that someone will do what you need them to do? So trusting for them to do what you need them to do is trusting that they'll be there on time.
A contract.
Contracts, sometimes contracts don't even work. I remember I had a photographer work with one of my models and completely went MIA for like months. So I'm like, does she hate me?
I've heard that happen.
The model
several times.
or the
photographer?
And so I was like, hey, it's been like 5 months.
So he didn't send the digitals?
They didn't send anything.
To this day.
To this day.
Jesus.
I've heard that happen before though. Like that's not a uncommon thing.
So,
but the photographer reached out to me and said, I want to work with you. I was like, okay, bet, let's do it. I saw their work, I loved it. We formulated a concept idea. I said the model's like, yeah, the photo shoot was great. I can't wait to see the photos. And then as a photographer, I get it. I give photographers time, like, hey, do you gotta edit, run the business.
Humble 7 to 10.
You know.
Okay.
A month is crazy.
A month is crazy.
For photos, yeah.
Like, what are you editing, bro? It's not a wedding.
My thing is, like, if I'm not giving back content, it's because you didn't pay for it.
But then don't offer it.
But if we have a contract and you hit me up to collab and I agree to collab with you.
No. He's wrong. I'm not defending him.
No, I'm not justifying it for him.
I'm just thinking in my own personal life, if I'm not giving it, it's because it was unpaid for.
Right.
Like, that's just what it is. Or I was asked to do more than what was asked of me. So it's like, if there's no negotiation, but in that particular situation, I don't know,
contract or not, if someone hits you up to collab and they're a photographer, the person that's hitting you up is a photographer, you owe the person photos now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think maybe they just lost the photos and they didn't want to
tell you it.
And I was like, hey, it's okay if you don't have them. Like, you can do another shoot or you can just do your own thing.
Let me know.
Talk about that. Talk about how communication is everything, because I just feel like people be rather run than communicate. Like, typically when there's hard conversations to be had, people don't like to have those, like, people don't like to admit fault.
Yeah. Some people are just non-confrontational too.
That too.
And they don't know how to communicate.
Weird. Yeah. So it's like, Talk about that experience with models and photographers.
I feel like your whole realm is communication.
Literally.
Yeah.
I have to force people to communicate and get out the comfort zone. Communication is probably the biggest thing in the modeling industry. And I try to articulate that heavily when it comes to my models and every model in general, because one thing I noticed when I created my agency, when I started it, I wanted to understand what it is that makes having an agency unique. You know, like why will mine be different from every other agency? It's hard to do because, you know, modeling agency is a modeling agency. You just have connections and whatnot. But I wanted to understand why there was so much miscommunication or lack of understanding when it came to a model hating their agencies or agencies hating their models. And the biggest thing I found out was simply communication between each other. A model hated her agency because they wouldn't tell her what to do, they wouldn't respond to emails fast, or like
they weren't quick enough.
They weren't just
they weren't responsive.
Agencies hated their models because their models didn't know what they were doing. The models didn't know the proper etiquette to model. They didn't know the business side of modeling. So
let me ask you a question about that. Is it the agency's job to teach a model how to model?
Great question. So, yes and no.
Okay.
That's why there's 3 ways to get into modeling. There's a freelance route. The freelance is where a model is figuring out her own or on their own. They do the photo shoots, they collab with photographers, they're finding how they pose, how comfortable they can be, networking on their own, like it's all hands on the model.
Right.
Second way is applying to those modeling agencies like Wilhelmina, IMG, the big dogs of the world. And it's hard to get into them because, you know, it's Wilhelmina, it's IMG.
They look at that like pretty people for a living.
Exactly. And you have to have unique features and you have to at least attempt to do something. A lot of people just think, oh, okay, yeah, I have a selfie on my Instagram, I can apply to them. Someone told me I have modeling potential.
Right.
And it doesn't work like that. Now, the other way is the mother agency. And the mother agency is their development portfolio, teach you and guide you through the whole process. Modeling agencies focus more so on getting the contracts, pushing you out to brands. They don't have time for that one-on-one teaching development. Like they'll do a test shoot, but if you don't have like that drive in it, just like, we'll put you on our roster to see where that can get you.
Right.
So modeling agencies strictly focus on getting to the bag.
Right.
And they are trusting you, the models, do it yourself and figure it out.
And know how to model.
Exactly.
I basically become correct.
That's why it's hard for the modeling agency.
Move around.
So black agency is
a mother agency.
So you like kind of guide them step by step on how
to
develop, correct,
coach the whole process.
Yeah, I've seen you do it. This guy's the truth, man. I'm telling y'all.
I've
seen it 3 times.
I've seen it virtually.
He's like
guys.
that.
I love it. I love it.
He knows what he's doing.
Okay.
But I started off as a modeling agency because I wanted the bags. I wanted the cool brand collaborations, the cool contracts, and the big checks. But in the DMV, as I was doing those projects, I remember my last biggest project was with a soap company, and the models didn't know what they were doing. You know, because it was just like, it was a process to learn. So I'm like coaching them in the process, but at the same time, I'm also a creative director. I'm telling them the makeup artist what to do.
Sounds overwhelming.
Running to her, running back to the shoot, hairstyles what to do, running back and forth. I was like, this is supposed to be smoother than this.
Yeah.
So then that's when I took a step back and I was like, all right, no more contract deals, no more bringing in those clients because I can't do all of those things at
by
once.
yourself, right?
So I became a mother agency to focus on developing and then pushing into modeling agencies because a modeling agency will trust a mother agent before a freelance model.
Wow.
Got you.
Okay, so you cracked the code.
Basically.
Yeah.
Because they'll go to me and say, oh, you're developing her, you're taking an initiative on her portfolio. I got you.
Okay.
They're like more willing to look out for you because you're doing the dirty work essentially that no one else wants to do, which is essentially build up models like to be professionals. So that's dope.
And it's crazy because with modeling, like you're not only building up their physical, you know, you're kind of getting them. It's a mental thing too, because you have to get them to. Sometimes these are women and men too that are insecure.
For sure.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? But they know they want to model. So it's like, I've seen it. Like I've seen newer models model, and I've seen him coaching models, and I see like how they are. Like they want you to, I can tell they want to do it. but it's like, I guess, finding that confidence within themselves to like just do it.
Yeah, it's
You know what I
nerve-wracking.
mean?
You got a person pointing a camera at you.
Yeah. It's
You don't know how you look.
Yeah.
That's why I
It's
said,
nerve-wracking.
Yeah, that's why I said earlier, like, typically, like, for my models, what I've noticed, they're more comfortable as soon as I put the mirror behind
Yeah.
me. And they
want to see themselves. But you have to coach them to not see themselves. Like, you have to be confident in what you look
without
like.
the mirror.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like, this is not your birthday photo shoot where you could have a mirror and know what you look like. Like,
Exactly.
This is the real world. Like,
No,
you really want to do
facts.
this? Like, because when you're walking down the stage out for runway, for example, there's no mirror.
There's not.
You just gotta trust that you look good.
No, literally.
You know what I mean? Or presentable, I should say.
Not even that. You just have to eat. Like, and
Yeah,
you
basically.
have to eat. You really have to eat, and meaning that, like, you have to know you're the shit. You have to know you were chosen. You have to know
Yeah.
you're the representation. And even if you like someone else, regardless of what other people think, you have to own it. Like, you
Yeah.
just have to literally own it. Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of like how I was telling like my homegirl the other day. I'm like, I was going through like this identity crisis thing, but I was like, I had to figure out what was the source of why I felt the way I felt, and I was just like, oh, because I know I'm not putting my best forward, myself, my best foot forward in this like realm physically, like
Right.
working out, making sure I look good. Now that I get active physically, can't nobody tell me nothing. I don't care what kind of body
Yeah.
you got. You not, it's not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're not hitting nothing on me for real. So, real quick. If you could give any piece of advice to any aspiring model out here, what would you tell? Because I'm an aspiring model. Like, I feel like I'm like I won't say a newfound fashion girly. I've always been into fashion, but I've now gained the confidence to step, in that fashion, try things. You know what I'm saying? If I see a trend, I'm comfortable trying it now. So like, such as myself, I'm a production assistant, I'm a photographer, a videographer, I'm a brand strategist. So it's like, I'm always trying to give, like, I call my style, I would say, like, preppy chic, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm always gonna give you like a collared look and then but still give you like girly fashion trends. So like, how would someone such as myself who wants to be, show up more to my audience, like what tip would you give someone such as myself who wants to show up some more on social? Like, what tips would you give for the girlies?
For aspiring models, how can you repeat the question?
So basically, what kind of advice would you give for me to show up or be comfortable showing up on social as myself, so people can see the potential in me being a model, the potential in me being like
Gotcha.
it girl, because I am that girl, but I want other people to know that I'm that girl too. So how do I properly show up as that?
I say one piece of advice would be to be a part of the trends that are showcasing your features and are super cringy.
The ones that are super cringe.
The ones that are super cringy.
Okay.
Go through those cringe phases and post those cringe videos. Not the cringe where you're
That's
like,
out the comfort zone.
yeah, that's out the comfort zone. But not the cringe where it's like you're howling like a wolf. That's super cringe. That's
Right,
not the cringe.
yeah, like
I'm
that.
talking about the cringe where you got music playing and you're just looking at yourself. Sort of like it was like
On some vain stuff, basically.
yeah, build your ego up.
But that's what I
some
be off
conceited
of,
stuff.
and you're right.
Exactly.
Because that's my content that performs like the best. Whenever I'm like on some cocky-ish, like,
Like popping your shit.
yeah. Like,
But-
that's what performs the best every single time. They be like, ah,
People like that shit though.
they like
Now I say post those because one, it does help build your confidence up, but it helps agents or different brands see the features that you're confident in. So let's say you're just elongating your neck in that photo or that video you're making. We're seeing that. Now don't add filters and don't add anything extra because that's
Gotcha.
altering it and making it look ugly. But the more you're able to showcase your features and confidence like that,
Yeah.
the more comfortable you are with knowing how to do a photo shoot. Because now you're like,
Understood.
okay, yeah, I
Understood.
know how I feel and how I look on camera. So same thing like that video I did, So
Yeah.
the more cringe or uncomfortable it is, like I got my
better.
models, I send them like 5 times, like, dude, do this. And they're like, what is this? And I'm like, oh, yeah, I got you. You good?
No, I feel it because I think it's kind of like that wow factor on social too. Like whatever that, when people be like, oh, I feel seen because you
Yeah.
posted that, like that. Finally, someone spoke out against
Yeah.
this, whatever this is, and it's just like. Even more, I feel like people are doing it with like Instagram dumps. Like people are like, we're trying to go back to that, throwback era of Instagram where we just
Yeah.
posted pizza and stuff. Like
Yeah.
just back to a simpler time before
Yeah.
the pressure was on to live this curated lifestyle. And not saying you can't live a curated lifestyle. You can.
Right.
Just make sure you're that same person online and offline.
And offline for Zakur.
Oh, sorry.
So, what am I trying to ask you? So, how do you go about casting? Like, when you want to find these ladies that you're interested, that, you know, fit black agencies' criteria, how do you find them? Where do you find them? What are some things that you are looking for in them? Tell us about that a little bit.
Awesome sauce. So if I'm scouting online, I'm looking at if their profile is public and if they have filters on their page and when the last time they posted was, the personality, the cool features that they promote, like I was saying, like do they elongate their neck,
Right.
or they constantly have a double chin. It's fine to have a double chin.
Right.
It is.
It's not.
But just looking for a little bit of confidence they have on their feed,
Okay.
and seeing what that can do. Because ideally, I can build off of that, but I can't build off of pages that have 2 photos from 2016.
Oh no.
Right.
That are super like orange. You know?
I know what you mean.
And I'll get those pages constantly DMing me, hey, do I have modeling potential? And I was like,
Absolutely not. Stink.
no. Like I'll tell them,
To
like,
say the least, no.
you know, if you want to model, then do this, but right now, no.
Right. Is it possible to like take someone who has never modeled a day in their life and shape them up? It's possible if they have to look for it, of course. Okay.
Or any just little potential they have.
Right.
I think if they want it.
They gotta want it, of course.
They have to want it.
One thing I really
It's
learned
not
from
easy.
Zakur though is, and I use this when I shoot too, because I've learned how to pose women over time. Obviously, I've been shooting for like 4 years, so I've learned how to like pose women. So one thing I really learned from him is like, it's okay if it looks weird. It's okay if it's uncomfortable. Like
Yeah, that's when
those
it's gonna come out good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's one thing I would say I learned from you. The very first time you shot at my last studio, that's one thing I learned from you, and it stuck with me since then.
Period.
Yeah.
Okay.
that.
It works. It really works.
It does.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, like, it's crazy. Like, it'll be like the most attractive people that are like scared to go there.
Yeah.
You feel me? So it's like, I'll tell them, like, I'll show them what they look like as is, and then I'll correct them after the fact.
Yeah.
And I'll show them the difference. They be like, hold on, wait.
Yeah.
And then like they get into their bag. Like I try to do like a little before and after situation. Like, this is how you look. This is how I'm telling you to look.
Right.
Do you understand the difference? And they be like, chill on me. And then they get it together.
And it's crazy because like we are the ones behind the camera. So like they'll tell me like, you know, look, it feels weird, it looks weird. And I'm like, trust me. And then we'll do the shot and I'll show it to them and they're like, oh, that actually looks good. I'm like, yeah.
Yes,
like,
'cause you
I'm the one
trusted
behind the camera. Like, I can see what you look like.
TV.
Yeah. So
I
yeah,
will
it does
not
work.
lead you astray.
Exactly. 'Cause, like whatever I shoot of you is gonna affect me too. So like, I'm not gonna shoot BS.
I'm not gonna set you up.
I'm not gonna set you up basically.
Right.
Yeah. So
Okay.
another question I had for you was, how does a photographer or a creative outside of your agency, how do they connect? What's the process of going? What the hell am I trying to ask? What is the process of working with Black agency as an outside creative? Like, what steps need to be taken to work with Black agency?
Lovely. Pretty simple. Simply reach out saying, hey, I want to shoot your models. I have a concept.
Okay,
How's
so just
it work?
come with a concept.
Come with a
prepared.
concept. Come prepared.
Okay.
Come with details. You know, I don't want to just send my model out to a random place because
Right.
we don't know the location yet.
Right.
So,
Will you be present when they
No.
do? Oh, okay.
I trust you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, I trust the photographer to do it unless I really don't see a reason for me to be there unless my model needs to be coached. But I do enough coaching one-on-one with them,
Right.
and I need them to have the experience of working with different photographers without me there, so
Yeah.
that they can see, oh, okay, no one's coaching me in this process. It's just me and photography.
Yeah, like I just gotta use what I've learned.
Yeah.
Basically.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. That's tough. And how often do you do these coachings with them? Like in a week, for example.
I coach my models once a month.
Okay.
Sometimes two if they miss a month.
Okay. Cool.
One last question. So, do you, I guess, educate your models on the importance of investing in their craft?
Yes. Yes, I do actually. So, a lot of people think modeling is free, and maybe back in the 1900s,
Right.
when agencies would scout and actually put money towards your career. That was a thing.
I feel like they was taxing back then too, if I'm not tripping.
I feel like there's always something to gain when it comes to business.
Yeah, for
There's always
sure.
something to gain.
I just
They
know
might
nobody doing nothing
they
for
might
free
start you
ever.
off like they might invest in you financially starting out if they see potential in you and they know you have potential, like you can see it in yourself. But I feel like down the line, like, okay, once this person becomes this person, once they get to this level, yeah, we got something to gain.
Right. I mean,
There's always something to gain.
That's just them building the portfolio.
Yeah.
But today, their agencies are not building a portfolio, so I have to teach my
They want you to
models
come ready.
what to invest in yourselves. Even the freelance models, like, yeah, you can collaborate with photographers, but that can only take you so far. You might have to actually start putting money towards the right photographers to build your portfolio.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
It's given the better quality of content, the more you're gonna have to
Exactly.
drop
If you want
that
solid digitals and not Tommy down the street, get a digital photographer.
Yeah.
Stop waiting for sales. Stop waiting for Liz to go on sale. Okay.
Because the thing about photography is, and like, it's crazy because I've always liked cameras, like on my phone, of course, before I like actually had the money to get a camera. But one thing I say is, like, there's value. I'm not just saying this because I'm a photographer. There's value in photos, and I probably see it more now because I have 2 kids, and I don't have many pictures of myself when I was a kid from my parents. I have probably like 4, and I can count to you probably 500 of my son alone. And I got a daughter now. My son's about to be 6, and I have a daughter now. It's like, pictures are very, very important. You're gonna have, like, when you do these shoots with people, you can have these photos forever if you want to. This is where you store them at. But you can have them forever if you really want to. So it's like,
facts.
why not invest whatever the dollar amount? I'm not saying go out there and get spanked just because the photographer says, yeah, this is gonna cost $1,000. I'm not saying pay $1,000 for something that you can get for $250, but I'm saying, like, invest in yourself. If it makes sense, invest. If something you can use long term, invest it.
If you know it's quality, invest.
Yeah, invest in it.
If you
like,
know
why not?
you have no other content like it, invest.
Yeah.
If you tired,
You get that money back, it's okay.
pictures, invest. If you want to stop playing the people's face, invest.
Yeah, like, stop playing with yourself and invest.
Yeah.
All right, so real quick, y'all, we're gonna transition to our game of this or that. All right, Zakur, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, so the first things first is, would you rather work with amateur models or a professional one, and why?
Ooh. In terms of getting professional work, professional models, but I do love the coaching aspect of modeling, so I do love working with amateur models because I love the aha moments and like, oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Like just building that process up.
Yeah, and then it's like a memory, like, set in stone. Like, that model will never forget that because, once you just like if anybody else was to teach you something, you'd be like, dang, like, they took the time to, like, teach me something I didn't know before, and then like they're more like, I don't know, they feel like indebted to you somehow.
Have you always been this patient? You seem like a very patient guy.
Yeah. I think so. I don't know where my patience came from. Probably because
I know what you do, guy. It's patience, man.
It's hella patience. I don't know where I got it from.
It's like coaching a little league.
The big leagues.
Ain't it?
The big
Maybe
league.
not little league. Not
I wouldn't mind.
And that's
coaching
not to
girlies.
sound disrespectful, but it's like you're kind of coaching people that don't really know what
How
goes
to get
into
to
it.
the
You
big
know.
leagues.
And you're the coach. You know what I mean? So
I guess that is a lot of patience. I love it. I'm an educator at heart.
Okay,
that's what's up.
I think that's what the core value is here. It's something about teaching. I am too, because I'm a substitute teacher myself, and it's like, I always said I would never teach, but it's like, it's that bond you build. It's that morph process. Like, okay, they're applying the lessons you taught. They're morphing into a new.
I'm very selective with what I have patience with.
I felt
very selective. I can't deal with people, kids. I ain't got no patience for that.
I would never. I don't.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, my patience is
I got patience during the photo shoot.
I do my nieces. That's it. All right, so next, this or that, fashion girly or makeup girly?
Explain.
So, like, would you prefer to shoot with someone who's gonna at least bring you looks to shoot, or they're gonna have something? They're not bringing you like BS outfits. Like, as a photographer, I love when people bring me fits. Oh, you got that shit up? Come on, like, let's get it for real. Cause I'm gonna get the deets. I'm gonna get the fit. I'll make sure you look good in the fit. I'll make sure you feel good while you're shooting in that fit. Or would you prefer someone who's just like, real basic with the clothing, but you know, like they're gonna come, like the face card is not gonna decline.
I'm a fashionista.
Alrighty.
I could pass on makeup. I literally tell my models just natural looks, bare minimum.
And that's what I be
that.
doing.
Unless it's a beauty shoot.
Right.
I'll get a makeup artist to do that. but-
Right.
That's what I be doing. I be trying to give natural girl.
Another this or that.
Okay. So would you prefer a product shoot, like maybe like an item versus or a apparel shoot? Which one do you prefer?
Product shoots are fun because you get to play with the textures of the item and sort of a lot of hand modeling. But I think apparel is more cooler because you can make it editorial and be super creative with it, depending on what the client's looking for. So I would say apparel is pretty fun.
Yeah, I felt the same way. All right, next this or that, NYC or LA for bookings?
New York.
Every single
I haven't
time.
tapped into LA yet.
Okay.
Well, a little bit, but they're.
Not too much.
I look at New York's for me.
I had somebody tell me that NYC is more for fashion, LA is more for beauty. Is that true?
I would say
would
yeah,
agree.
beauty commercials. For
I would
LA.
agree.
Oh yeah?
I would
sure.
agree.
Interesting.
I would
Okay, I
definitely
have
agree.
another question. Now we're talking about different cities. You're from Georgia.
Yeah.
Have you visited Atlanta yet in your current profession? Is that something you'd explore now?
I did scout a model in Atlanta. Well, she was an actor, but I brought her to my agency for a good minute just to coach her up. But I haven't gone to Atlanta yet.
Okay.
Would you
Sooner or
go to
later.
Atlanta?
But I
Is it on your
would.
radar?
It is on my radar. I
Okay.
did probably want to scout her back.
I feel like you should go to Atlanta because in Atlanta they value
They
photographers.
say that's a network hub over
No.
there.
Man, what?
The photographers there go crazy.
They
Oh yeah,
are
I follow the great ones.
Shout
Yeah.
shout out Cam Kirk.
He's like that.
Cam
He's
Kirk,
like that.
he's
He's like
my
that.
fave.
I've been
He's
watching
my
him. I'm like,
fave.
dang.
He is like that.
One day we gonna Creative Chronicles. We gonna come down there.
Yeah.
We gonna come see about that stew. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So next, this or that, high end designer or boutique designer.
Ooh, boutique is fun because they always have so many different types of creations on their brain.
Regal stuff.
Designers are dope because they just put in some unique patterns and stuff together.
Yeah.
This
make
or
it
that
luxury.
though, I'll say boutique because I just like how even like little stylists, they'll just put the most
How innovative they
craziest
are.
thing. Yeah.
Yes, love that. I would say the same. Okay. Would you rather work with a celebrity or would you rather work with an influencer?
They're both the same to me.
They're different.
No, for sure, but I guess the celebrity I would want to work with is Kendrick Lamar.
Okay.
So I'll say celebrity.
That's not what I was expecting.
Not at
I was
all.
not expecting Kendrick Lamar.
Gym twin. You heard him. That's my Gemini twin. And I think that's a dope selection of a celebrity, especially because he's someone who goes into hiding after he's finished creating.
Yeah, he does.
King.
So yeah, I think that and
That guy knows how to hide out.
Man, what? And then he gloats about it in his music. Like Drake makes us feel poor, but Kendrick be like, okay, this is what I was doing when y'all think I was chilling. I was
Yeah.
really buying islands over the way, over, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like doing
okay.
some richer shit. You
Yeah.
know nothing about. You don't even have the funds to do this stuff. So it's like, I agree. I think that's dope.
Yeah.
Who would you work with, Dooley? A celebrity or an influencer?
Me personally, I'd say an influencer because a celebrity, you're already famous.
True.
Everyone already knows who you are. But
Yeah.
an influencer can be one of us. Like none of us
Yeah.
have 1 million followers. None of us have 500,000 followers, 100K followers. But
I agree.
who says we don't have what it takes to influence people?
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nah.
Everyone has that. But I ain't gonna say everyone, but anyone can have that potential. Like you don't have to be a celebrity to influence somebody.
110%.
You know what I mean? So I choose an influencer.
I think I would choose an influencer too because I'll be honest and say, as many as celebrities I've shot, I've never had conversion like the way I've had from an
Influencer facts.
You feel me? Like I
Yeah.
shoot celebrities like it's, you know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
it's nothing. But it's like I'm not paparazzi.
Yeah.
I would rather, connect with the influencer who's actually humble about their journey and collaborate with them so they can, have more reach
Right.
and maximize it and we can track it and we're both excited about
Yeah.
working together versus a celebrity on some like, yeah, you supposed to take my picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be looking good.
Because you
I'm
gotta think about it,
supposed to- I'm
celebrities,
supposed to,
they
like,
are used to getting things for free. So like, Yeah, that's just, let me just leave it there.
Entitlement.
They're used
That
to getting
entitlement-
things for free. So.
That entitlement be killing me because I be
Yeah.
like, I'm not one of them.
Yeah.
I treat you like you regular.
I love that.
Yeah.
My perspective is I want to create art with them, or there's
Right.
certain celebrities that influence me heavily.
Right.
So Kendrick Lamar, for me, bro, there's this masterpiece I want to create. Like he brings out my photography.
Yeah.
I want to bring my photography
tough.
out and be creative with that guy. But yeah, that's
We got spam Kendrick when this video drop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kanye.
Come
We
here,
got
Kendrick.
spam him.
Yeah, Kanye or Nicki for me. Kanye or Nicki.
Yeah.
Nicki because she's the influence and she's been an influence for a long time since I was in middle school. So like that would just mean something to like the little girl me.
Yeah.
So Nicki or Kanye, and then let me say like a local person. Kathy Hughes or Ava DuVernay, one of those two. Yeah, okay, I'm finished. Okay,
Damn.
so the next, this or that, Canon or Sony?
I'm a Canon guy.
Yeah, you better have, because we would jump you. We would jump you
Jump me.
on this CC concert.
Hey, yo, that's crazy.
Yeah. Everybody here, we all Canon shooters for real.
Yeah.
I started off with the Canon T1,
Okay.
worked my way up to the T6,
Okay.
and now I got the R.
All right. All right, big
Yeah.
dog. I
Our
see
gang.
it.
We all shoot the R for real.
All right,
I got
one
an
last
R
this or
now,
that, y'all. Fashion shows or custom sets?
I'll say fashion shows for the ego of it.
Okay. What about you?
Custom sets. Custom sets for sure.
I don't know. I think I would say custom set too. Because it's like, yes, fashion show is one, like, it's tough, like, for like, I did a fashion show, but like, ideally, a set.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what it is, like.
I like the thrill of like coming up with
Yeah,
it. It's like all my, you know what I mean?
I thought
It's
that.
it's something about a concept that wasn't there. It's like the illusion.
and it's a controlled environment.
Yes.
That's what I like
Controlled
about it.
environment and the illusion and then the control of lighting
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
So like that wow factor
like that
and that
control.
you created something from nothing is like
It's like, voila.
Let me tell you, working in a fashion show will change your life.
Yeah?
It's stress, but it's beautiful.
yes.
Seeing it all come together and just fighting people, arguing. It's like a chaotic greatness.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like extreme creativeness.
So like everyone's being chaotic for the same
Purpose.
Exactly.
Project management.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably why I like it.
Yeah. All right.
Chaos is good sometimes, I guess.
All right, so real quick, y'all, we're going to shift into our next segment, and we're going to talk about what songs inspired our creativity this week. I'm going to go first. So mine is Sweetie, Rich Tivities. I don't know.
That's crazy. I've been playing that song crazy lately.
Isn't this so
I played
good?
it like 3 times at my last photo shoot on
I'm doing rich.
Sunday. Yeah.
Pretty bitch.
Yeah. That song was silent. I had a female client, so she loved it.
Yeah, I think I like it because I feel like that was the first song Sweetie's put out in a long time that kind of is like more to like the beginning of her career before she went left a little bit with the drama and stuff. So like, I feel like
Talking about after she left Quavo or after they broke up?
that whole nonsense, that whole trajectory,
Hey,
and it's
yo.
still carrying on to this day. And I'm trying to just, But
my Lord.
anywho, I feel like she got back to that icy girl. The reason why we loved her, it's self-affirming. It's like, puts you in a good mood. And then like the beat is very West Coast. It's very throwback. It's very like, today was a good day kind of vibe. Like I just like it, and it's just self-affirming, a feel-good song. And I tell all my creative entrepreneur clients, especially the artists, I be like, yo, if you just focus on making a feel-good song, you'll thrive regardless. Because as long as you're making people feel good, they're gonna throw it on the radio with a. Look at the song Lil Duval made. Smile, bitch. Living my best life. Like it's annoying, but it be on the radio. It gets radio play.
And people like that jump.
Exactly.
People love that music.
What about you, Zakur? Any songs inspired you this week?
Songs. So my song, I have a very crazy random playlist. Like
let's
my
hear it.
music jumps. Funny enough, my phone's over there, so I can't pull up the song. You got Spotify?
I have Apple Music.
Apple Music. Ugh.
Oh, what did Apple
You
do
Apple
to
Music
you?
too?
Yeah.
What did Apple do to you? Who's the artist?
I know it's Drake.
Okay.
I think it's
Is it recent work or is it old?
It is sort of recent, sort of old, maybe a couple years ago.
Certified Lover Boy or before that?
Before that.
Okay, Dark Lane demo tape. Scorpion.
Yes, that one.
Okay, how did I know? Pandemic time. Which one? Chicago Freestyle? Which one? Desires? Which one? Pain?
No,
1993?
where
Which
is
one?
this? I think Chris Brown's on it.
I know what you're talking about. Hold on, where is
What am I
that?
talking about?
This one. Not you.
Not you. That one
Not
right
you.
there. That's the hitter.
What this been doing to you?
Woo! That beat drop. Man,
Disgusting. Oh my gosh. Something happened there.
Oh, yeah.
I'm feeling like that's connected to a memory.
Not even.
It's not?
I love music.
Okay.
Music and me just hits different. Like I have such a passion for beats and lyrics and waves.
Okay.
It just hits for me.
Okay.
You just like art.
I just love art. For
Yeah.
sure.
You love the emotions that it evokes out of you.
Exactly.
Me too.
Exactly.
I'm the same.
Guy's an artist.
What about you, Dooley?
The two songs that I play very frequently is Brent Faiyaz's "Moment of Your Life."
Yes!
And,
I thought I was the only one!
I listen to that song a lot. I like that song a lot.
I
listen
love
to
that
50 Cent.
song. Which
Yeah,
song?
I get money.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Period.
listen to those songs a lot.
No, but I love Moment for Your Life, especially Coco
That
Just
song's fire,
verse.
yeah.
She be like, what she be saying? She said something along some, yeah, I'm a good girl, but I got a bad side, and I just resonate with
Yeah.
that. I don't know why I resonate there, because it's
Yeah,
just
that's a
like,
real good
it's
song.
real. It's so real. And shout out Coco Jones. It's funky room.
Wow.
This is Disney Channel days. Yeah. All right, y'all. One more segment. So what's something you all accomplished this week that y'all are very proud of?
You go first.
Something I accomplished this week. I accomplished a lot of things this week, actually. We got a lot of projects sent out. Try to finish that up before I catch this flight tomorrow.
Okay, booked
So,
and busy. Yeah.
yeah.
If you're in Austin, Texas.
Booked like
yeah.
3 more weddings for the year.
Okay.
So,
yeah, big money.
I say that.
Deposits coming through. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty dope.
Cool.
What about you, Zakur? What you got going on?
For me, the other night I sent like 50 emails to different brands. A few of them got back to me. I planned out a few networking events with a few venues.
Nice.
So that's coming up as well. I did that this week.
March 22nd.
You're going to be doing networking events every
Quarter, I'm gonna try to
every
do
quarter.
4
per year.
4 every quarter.
4 every
For
quarter.
every quarter?
Okay.
A lot.
That's
Okay.
good.
That's really good.
I'm trying my best.
You doing your one.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
What else did I accomplish this week?
And then, of course, the more you do them, the bigger they'll get. They're only going to get bigger.
Okay.
So,
Exactly.
That's what's up.
Bigger venues.
Yeah,
bigger
bigger
respect
venues.
out here.
Bigger sponsors. You know what I mean? Yeah, for sure. That's how you do it.
For sure. Just sending emails, photo shoots, and I'm managing a media team for a fashion show in DC, so that's also coming up.
Tough.
So yeah, that's what I
real
accomplished
tough.
this week.
Okay, you working.
Busy, working,
50
networking.
emails. Sheesh.
Network is the net worth.
Type.
Yeah.
That's it.
Do you have like templates? I'm sure you got templates.
Yeah, after the words I make a template.
That's typing.
Same thing I'm sending.
Yeah, just edit it.
Because
you
I
know,
can never.
that makes sense.
Because me personally, I can never book you. What did I accomplish this week? I started my photography sale this week. I had a photo shoot this week.
Y'all better tap in.
Okay, I'm doing the deals. And that was something I had to humble my ego and do, y'all, because I had to understand where I was business-wise and where I'm looking to be, and the fact that I'm looking to be consistent with my clientele and build financial freedom through my business. So I wanted to better serve my creatives. I wanted to undercut the underdogs and, you know, serve y'all at a competitive price point for a studio photography, because I know y'all cannot get that anywhere, okay? That was the strategy behind that. You can't get it nowhere.
Y'all better
I'm
tap in.
demand. All right?
Yeah.
Booked and busy.
For sure.
All right? To the end of March. All
Y'all
right?
better tap in. How many more days they got? Y'all got 19 days.
Okay.
March got 31 days, right?
Yes.
Am I
Yes. I believe so.
I think it does.
Does it? 30? Yeah, no, that's
better.
31. It does.
31?
It does.
Better tap in. 19
Tap
days.
in, y'all. All right.
Love
So
that.
thank you so much, Zakur,
Appreciate you for
sitting down
coming
with
through,
us.
for
with
sure.
The Creator Chronicles. Thank you for telling us about your chronicles as a creator. We
Yeah.
appreciate you. We value you. Make sure y'all go to his networking event March 22nd. Where is it? Bethesda?
Yes, it'll be at the Hip Flask Rooftop Bar.
Okay. And what time does it start?
5 to 8.
Okay.
March 22nd.
Cute.
22nd.
What day does that fall on?
I believe it's a Friday.
Friday.
We will be present.
Love.
We'll be present. I'm gonna bring my creative
I'm looking at that
friends.
right.
We're gonna be
Let
in
me check.
there. It's gonna be a vibe. You're a
For
vibe.
sure be present. When
Thank
that
you for
flyer
being the
drops, just
vibe.
send us that flyer.
So we can post, create,
Yep.
collaborate, and
Absolutely.
grow.
I'm gonna add it to my calendar.
Connect.
Mark me present.
Okay.
Lovely.
We're in there.
By the grace of God, of course.
Okay.
I'll be there.
Thank you for having me,
Yeah,
guys.
so thank you for coming through, man. Pleasure talking to you. Thanks for dropping some gems of knowledge.
Of course.
Creative Chronicles, we checking out. Appreciate y'all. Let's get it.
It's a wrap. Yeah, thank you
Lovely.
so much. Yes.